Good morning, and welcome to my living room. What I've got here, this is from I think the Quick and Easy Tarot, which it's very helpful. I used to really enjoy this, especially when I was learning the tarot, and it's the Rider Waite, generally the Rider Waite images. Okay, this is the Knight of Pentacles or the Knight of Discs. Now, in the Rider Waite deck, the Knight is the son of the king. So there's king, queen, knight, page, and in the book or in the Thoth Tarot and our tarot, the Tarot of Ceremonial Magic, it's knight as the father, the Yod of Yod He Vav He, knight, queen, prince, princess. Okay, so this would be the equivalent of the prince of pentacles or the prince of discs, and he's on a nice workhorsey. Okay, and he's a knight, so the um, or literally the prince. He would be heir of earth. Prince, heir, prince, Vav, prince. Okay, you get it. Okay, so this would be heir of earth. Okay, and he's got special colors there, and you see the wheat fields and stuff going on there. But when it comes up in a tarot reading, it could be a man below 40 and sort of a good breadwinner and kind of slow and simple, kind of. But other than that, magically, kabbalistically, cosmically, what the fuck is this? Okay, it's a guy on a workhorse, literally. Um, there's magic stuff in here. There's magic stuff in every tarot card. Now, even though we don't see very many overtly magical things going on there, there's lots of magical stuff going. This card, as simple and as cartoonish as it looks, is just crawling with spiritual goodies, with magical goodies, with mystical implications, with resonances that are vibrating in sympathy or in antipathy to your own psychic resonances. There's big magic in this simple card. And let's put that. Here is stuff that is in that card, just hiding under the surface. There's this and lots more stuff. Now, there's the Prince of Disc in the Tarot of Ceremonial Magic, uncolored. Hopefully, if you choose to read and gain insight and further insight on your own tarot deck, you might want to get the Tarot Architect. Uh, I worked I worked my butt off for this book. Uh, anyway, so this is an example. I'm just going to use the Prince of Discs as an example. Here's just a few of the magical uh, forces that are hiding right below the surface of even that goofy little simple. Let's see. As a matter of fact, at the beginning of the chapter, I point out a few of those things. Okay, so Heir of Earth has has a I Ching hexagram associated with it. Information on that is in the book. It represents the 20-degree or the 30-degree period between 20 degrees of Aries to 20 degrees of Taurus. And those are the approximate days of the year. Okay. It says zodiac degrees, days of the year. Then there's Enochian magic, elemental tablet, the air subangle of the earth tablet. And there's more, the Enochian square off the tablet of union. There's the elemental mix, air of earth. And then there's that thing. And I want to talk about that thing a little this morning. The Tattva meditation symbol. And it says a blue circle, that's for air, and the yellow square, that's for earth. And let's see. Yeah, that's what it looks like in color. Right there. And this is what the card looks like. Simplified color. You could add all sorts of stuff in the background. You could add, well, you could customize it yourself. But these are the general colors. Okay. The Tattva symbols. Let's see here. What I was complaining about when court cards come up, what I was complaining about was that their court cards are difficult, at least they're difficult for me, because they not only stand for people, they stand for personalities. Even if your birthday is that, you don't have to be a prince. It's not a gender thing, okay? Of all of the cards, the 16 court cards are really the most subtle and potentially ambiguous cards to interpret in a reading. And wouldn't it be nice if you could actually do a magical ceremony? I mean, a real life, hands-on, rising on the plains, magical visionary experience to see what at any given moment in your magical journey this card means to you personally. Well, there's a chance that you can do that. And it is the key to that chance is that simple yellow square with a blue dot in it. Now, if you look at that under a bright enough light for a while, and then move your eyes away to just like a white thing. Let's see if I can do that. Okay, look at that. Look at that. And then go, whoop. You'll see a ghost image. Okay, we talked about this quite a bit. But here's what we have to say in the Tarot Architect. Have I told you I've written a new book? Hindu Tattva symbols. Okay, let's see, maybe I can. You'll notice that the 4 aces and the 16 court cards display a composite symbol in the lower right-hand corner. Well, there it is, okay? These are the 20 Hindu elementary Tattva symbols. Tattva simply means reality, or state of being. And these images, when brightly colored, can indeed be a doorway to the specific elemental realities or states of being represented by the aces and the court cards. The 5 symbols are, tattva images are spirit, which is called akasha, and that spirit is represented by a black egg or black oval. Okay, black spirit, black. Okay, the fire or the tejas, and please excuse my pronunciation on everything, including English. Fire, tejas, represented by a red triangle, apex pointing up. Water is apas, represented by a silver crescent. Vayu, represented by a blue circle. And that's air. And earth is Prithivi, represented by a yellow square. So where are we? I had a, there's there's the black dot or the black egg inside a red triangle. So that would be spirit of fire. And that's what an ace is, okay? And, okay. The card image you'll be working with, the card images you'll be working with are uncolored, you know, like that, okay? They're uncolored. So you'll need to color them in yourself. In doing so, you'll be further attuning yourself to the cards. Besides being very cool looking and mystical, the tattva symbols have another serious and powerful magical potential. They can, under proper circumstances, serve as the focus of meditation by which you can literally project into the elemental plane of consciousness associated with the symbol. While in that mildly altered state of consciousness, you may receive visions and insights as to the nature of the card as it relates to you personally. And that can be very subtle and completely understandable with your meat brain, but nevertheless symbolically real. That's how visions work. It's sort of like information you get in dreams. Don't worry about the messenger. Just try to figure out what the message was, okay? In other words, with practice, using tattva symbols that appear on the cards themselves, you can ceremonially induce magical visions, explore spiritual landscapes, and contact angelic residents of the card. Okay, so like the Ace of Wands, okay, would be the black egg or spirit inside a red triangle. And the Knight of Cups, then, okay, water is that crescent, and the Knight is fire, so that's the fire triangle inside of the crescent of water. And the Queen of Discs would be water of earth. Water of earth. And that composite symbol in ghost form, in opposite color form, and you can get really good at doing this, is the doorway through which you pass to see, well, hey, what the hell is this universe about here? And then the princess would be the earth aspect of her family, and swords are air, so that would be earth of air. Okay. Now the idea, of course, you can and you should buy the deck Tarot of Ceremonial Magic. Um, where is it? Okay, like because it's already colored. But what I would like you to do with the program, I guess, in this book, is to just use that as the basic form, and each of the cards already has the right dates and degrees and title, and with the small cards, which I'm going to talk about in just a second. Um, there's other things involved, but what I'd like you to do is as you get yourself in tuned, and there's meditations, exercises, um, as you get yourself attuned to what this is about, I want your own artistic magic to adorn these cards, to fill it out, to make an expression of your own artistic magic. So uh, I titled today's talk. All of this has been a digression. Okay. I've titled this talk, "What are demons doing on my small cards?" Okay. And there's two demons there. You see Andromalius right there on that side. And we've got Stolos here. Now, those are two of the 72 angels or spirits or demons, if you will, of the Goetia. And they belong in that decade of the zodiac, which means they're resident in this card. They're roommates. Stolos is the day spirit. Andromalius is the night spirit. Now, don't worry about if you have to evoke one of them in the daytime and one of them in the nighttime. Just remember they're universal, and it's day and night everywhere, always. Well, in other words, it's night in China. You can go ahead and conjure them any time of day you want. What are demons doing on my small cards? Goetic evocation, Solomonic magic, is one of the most popular and widely practiced techniques of Western ceremonial magic. The technique is classic. The magician stands within a magical circle, which you can actually form with tarot cards. Well, it's in the book. Inside a magical circle, protected by divine names. After a great deal of serious soul searching, which is probably the most important part of the whole ritual, after a great deal of serious soul searching, sincere appeal to and communion with the supreme deity, the magician, by means of pure will and duly observed rules of magical etiquette, evokes one of the 72 spirits into a triangle outside the circle. The magician then charges the spirit, or orders it, to perform tasks which by tradition the spirit is known to be capable of performing. These 72 spirits are assigned in pairs, one by day and one by night, to the 36 decans of the zodiac, and the corresponding 36 small cards of the tarot. Their seals appear in the lower left and right. Let's see. Their seals appear in the lower right and left of each of the small cards of the Tarot of Ceremonial Magic. Stolas Andromalius. Andromalius is an amazing spirit for bringing back stolen objects. Okay, but that's another story. The 72 spirits of the Goetia are taken from the first book of the Lemegeton, commonly called the Lesser Key of Solomon. It is a text with which you should be intimately familiar if you seriously wish to pursue the practice of Solomonic magic. Okay. Now, in this one short little chapter, it also explains why on Earth there's Enochian subangles on each of these cards. Okay, let's see, where was that? Maybe I can show you something right here. Okay, the Ace of... Any other wands here? No, I guess not. Anyway, those are some of the features. Now, in a sense, this is really not a book just to pick up and thumb through and say, oh, that looks good. Or, oh, I think I'll start with this middle chapter. Actually, it's an experience, okay? And it's an experience in attunement to the tarot. A step-by-step thing, and don't worry, it's very painless. Anyway, as you can tell, I'm pretty excited about it, and not just because I want to sell you the book, which I do. I want you to experience the book. I want you to experience it and inoculate yourself, if you will, the essence, the perfection of the tarot. That way, the tarot can go ahead and teach you about the tarot. Anyway, that's it for today. I will see you tomorrow, hopefully. And until then, continue to be good to yourself, be good to each other. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love under will.